Okay, folks, I'm just checking in on you and to tell you we miss being together. I miss being with you. Uh, for us to see each other face to face, shake hands, and be together. But at this time, that's how things are. We're still following the president's guidelines. Until that changes, that's how we're going to have to be. So, but I wanted just to give you an update on how things went Sunday. Thank you for watching Facebook, and we're also on YouTube, and we had 245 views on Facebook, 56 likes, and thank you for doing that. And the positive thing about this is we are spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. We're reaching people that otherwise we would not reach. And Romans 8:28 says that we know that all things work together for good for them that love God. What we're going through is not good, but God is using that. He has a purpose, and God is using that to get the gospel out to people that maybe we would never be able to reach. So we thank you for watching, and we thank you for listening to what God has to say to you. Let me give you some things also. Let me remind you, we need to be praying for each other. We cannot be together, but we can still pray for each other. Josh, Jenny, and I are taking the membership of our church, and we're dividing it up, and each day we're praying for different ones. And so let me know we're praying for you. We're praying that God will strengthen you, protect you during this time, and help you to deal with this. And talking about prayer, let me just ask you to pray for Emery Elliott. He's at Liberal Hospital with pneumonia. And because of the restrictions, I'm not going to visit him, but I am calling to keep an update on him and to let you know how serious this virus is. Blair got word yesterday that her cousin Matthew is at St. Francis Hospital in Tulsa with the virus. He is 42 years old, a very healthy man until he got this, and now he's on life support. So be praying for Matthew, Blair's cousin. Be praying for Elliot, and then pray for each other that God would strengthen us and help us as we go through this thing. Let me remind you also, the church is still open. The doors are closed, but if you need something, you can call us, give us an update on how you're doing, so we can pray for you over the phone and do what we can to help you. And also remember, the church is still operating, and so therefore we still need your tithe. So you can mail that to the church or bring it here at the church, and we'll take care of that. In closing, let me give you just some three things that will kind of help you as you go through this time. Number one, remember to concentrate on prayer. Trust leads to peace, and worry leads to panic. And so when we worry, all kind of things begin to work in our life. We get anxious, we don't think right, we don't act right. We have a tendency sometimes when we worry to just say it's not going to get any better. But you need to remember, God's still on the throne, and God's still in charge. And in 2 Chronicles, there's a story about a godly king by the name of Hezekiah that was being confronted by the enemies of God, and he began to pray. And when he prayed, he got to the point that they didn't know what to do. And we're in a situation, we never dealt with this before. We don't know what we're doing or what to do. But in 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 12, "O my God, will thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that cometh against us, neither know what we to do, but our eyes are upon you." We need to look to God. We need to trust God. We need to have our confidence in Him. So first thing, concentrate on prayer. Second thing is control your mind. Our minds have a tendency sometimes when we go through things begin to wander, and begin to go every which way other than the place that they need to be. We begin to wonder, what if? What if I get it? What if my kids get it? How's that going to affect me? What am I going to do in the future? We don't have answers for all those things. But in Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3, it says, that will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusts in him. We need to keep our minds focused on God. We need to keep our eyes on him as we go through this. Third thing is, count your blessings. Yeah, things are bad, but you got things you ought to be thankful for. Thankful for your family. Thank you that God has protected them. Thank you for your physical family. Thank you for your church family. Even though you cannot see them and get with them, they're still praying for you. They're still there if you need something. And we can draw strength from each other. Corrie ten Boom and her sister. Corrie ten Boom wrote The Hiding Place, and you remember during that very difficult time when she was helping shelter some of the Jews during the very awful time of the Nazi invasion and so forth. And she was taken prisoner, put in a concentration camp. And her sister thanked God for the fleas in their barracks. And Corrie couldn't understand that at first. But you see, in their barracks, they had Bible studies and prayer. And they could do that because the soldiers would not come into the barracks because of the fleas. So we need to be thankful that God takes care of us every day. Thank you that God protects us. Thank him that we've got a God that loves us and cares about us. So in closing, let me remind you, we love you. We're praying for you. Watch us on Facebook at 11 o'clock and also on YouTube at 11 o'clock. And be careful. Stay connected with each other through your phones and so forth. Take care of yourself. Remember, we're praying for you, and we love you. And we'll look forward for you watching us this Sunday morning.